Yet this mention independently confirms that the Romans knew Jesus was a historical figure executed in Judea.
So, how do we know Tacitus was a real person?
We know Tacitus was real because we have a body of his work that's been preserved and cited by later historians. His major works, Annals and Histories, cover Roman history in detail. Additionally, other ancient writers, like Pliny the Younger and Suetonius, mention him. His work was valued by medieval copyists, and we have manuscripts passed down. As a Roman senator and known official, his existence is well supported by historical records.
So, now tell me about Josephus. Who was Josephus and what did he say about Jesus?
Josephus was a first century Jewish historian. He originally fought against the Romans during the Jewish revolt, but later became a Roman citizen and advisor. In his work Antiquities of the Jews, he mentions Jesus twice. The more famous passage, known as the Testimonium Flatianum, describes Jesus as a wise man and notes his crucifixion under Pilate. There's debate over whether later Christian editors modified some of his wording. Another brief mention references James, the brother of Jesus who was called Christ. While his accounts aren't extensive, they're valuable outside corroborations that Jesus was a known figure in first century Judea.
So, is it a credible line of thinking to say that Jesus was made up or Jesus, never existed? Is that credible at all?
Among historians, the vast majority agree that Jesus was a historical person. While miraculous claims are matters of faith, the existence of a preacher named Jesus in first century Judea is well supported. Independent references from Tacitus, Josephus, and others confirm that followers of Jesus existed, and they were tied to a real individual. While there's debate about specific details, outright fabrication of his existence is not considered credible in academic circles.
I read something somewhere that Josephus said that Jesus, was kind of like a sorcerer, something like that. Can you actually tell me what Josephus wrote about Jesus?
Josephus doesn't call Jesus a sorcerer. In the most discussed passage, the Testimonium Flatianum, he refers to Jesus as a wise man and notes he was known for surprising deeds. Now, some think those words were altered or added to by later Christian editors. But even if you consider the core of the passage, he doesn't call him a sorcerer. In fact, Josephus simply describes him as a teacher who was crucified and who some believed was resurrected. So no explicit sorcery in Josephus's note text.
Okay. So now I want to compare Jesus to Buddha. So tell me about Buddha. Who was Buddha?
The Buddha, known as Siddhartha Gautama, was a historical figure who lived around the 5th to 4th century BCE in what is now Nepal or northern India. Born a prince, he left his privileged life to seek an end to human suffering.